If you've been paying attention to the Android world lately, you would know the customization scene is in a really rough place. For many people, Nova Launcher was the default choice that we relied on for over a decade, but with their reputation being effectively ruined thanks to the implementation of ads and these trackers, I think a lot of people are looking for way better choices. A lot of us might have just given up and maybe started using the stock launcher, but in 2026, there is one option in particular that I am still completely in love with, the Lawnchair launcher. You might have seen the community talking about it a lot more lately, and there's a good reason for it. It's basically the Pixel launcher, but with the customization that people actually want, and now that I've been using it for about a few weeks now, I want to do a quick 2026 deep dive on everything you need to know, just in case you want to take a look for yourself. First, if you've never used Lawnchair before or haven't used it in a while, now is probably the perfect time to jump in because they just released their Lawnchair 15 Beta 2 update, and the team has made it very clear that this is a stability-focused update where they improved many aspects of the experience. For one, they redesigned their launcher search backend infrastructure, added a handful of quality of life features, fixed issues with crashing on older Android versions, corrected some visual bugs, all while still improving performance, and they showed us a sneak peek of Lawnchair 16 where they're going to be adding foldable and tablet support. So clearly, these guys are super passionate about this project, and all of these bug fixes really start to make this launcher feel so much more professional. That said, if you do decide to jump in, what you're going to find is a home screen launcher that gives you a super clean, familiar Pixel UI that we all know and love, but it adds a lot of simple, helpful customization features that I really wish that Google would add for themselves. For one, you get all of those classic Pixel staples like the at-a-glance widget, Google search feed, and the search bar on the bottom. In fact, if you wanted to, you can make your home screen look exactly like a Pixel no matter what device you're using, whether that's Samsung, Nothing, Xiaomi, or anything else out there. But the best part is you can actually remove the at-a-glance widget, unlike on Pixel phones. And you can also remove the search bar at the bottom, unlike on Pixel phones. Not to mention, it has real, genuine support for third-party icon packs. You can put folders in the app drawer. There's support for gestures like double tap to sleep. You can hide the status bar at the top for a super clean, minimal look, alongside notification dots, dot customization, the ability to overlap widgets, and remove the size constraints. There's just so much going on in Lawnchair 15, and while it's not as flexible as Nova Launcher, you still get 99% of that customization freedom if you want, or you can just make it look identical to the Pixel experience while just tweaking a few aspects that are very important to you. Not to mention, Lawnchair Launcher has support for a community-made add-on called Smart Spacer. For those who don't already know, Smart Spacer turns the at-a-glance widget into a full-on dashboard. In fact, it kind of feels more like the premium version of at-a-glance because it can show you so much information like songs detected and now playing. It can show you your Google Keep notes, live data from Google Finance if you're tracking stocks, for example. It can show music currently playing on device and so much more. Basically, if you consider yourself a power user, there is no reason not to at least take a look at the Smart Spacer add-on. It just elevates the experience to another level. However, I do have to be completely honest with you here. During my time with Lawnchair Launcher, I will say it wasn't 100% perfect. We know Android has been kind of moving away from third-party launcher support for quite some time now, and you can still feel that friction now and again. The biggest annoyance for me is that white navigation bar at the bottom of the home screen. On a Pixel, you just cannot remove it, and it never goes away, so if you're trying to create a truly immersive full-screen setup, that little bar is always going to be there no matter what. Although it's probably more of an Android issue than it is a Lawnchair issue, I still wanted to mention it. Same situation applies if you end up using dark mode. For some reason, the color changing of the text cannot be changed when you're using dark mode. So my app drawer just has this hard to read, ugly looking text. I'm sure if I changed my wallpaper, the dynamic theming would kick in and implement another color, but I just want this to be plain black text. I don't need it themed or color customized, just plain regular black text would be more than enough for me. And finally, there are just some occasional hitches with the performance as a whole. I don't think it's anything crazy, but once in a while, I do see a stuttery animation or a slight visual glitch when multitasking. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say maybe 5% of my experience is met with some kind of issue of some sort. And since we're talking about issues, I will say the animations with the recents menu are just a slight fraction of a step slower than the stock Pixel launcher, launcher, just something to note. To me, none of this is a deal breaker. In fact, I would say the benefits of customization far outweigh these occasional issues that I have once in a while, but it is no doubt noticeable if you do go looking for it. That said, despite these minor gripes, Launcher 15 has definitely made Android customization a positive experience again, at least for me personally. I find that you get enough freedom to make the changes that you want while also having enough guardrails not to be overwhelmed if something goes wrong. Not to mention, it's free, the team is super active, already confirming their future plans with tablet and foldable support. These guys just have so much momentum. They're clearly on the ball and they're already doing a great service for the Android community. So if you're into customization, please check out Lawnchair 15 Beta 2. And if you've already been using it, please let me know in the comments what your experience has been like. Are you enjoying your time with it? Do you think it still needs a little bit of work? Do you recommend the Android community uses it or not? Please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. Until next time, this has been Jordan Floyd from 9to5 Google. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.